Hello Year 1 and welcome to Friday's reading session. I hope you're all well and ready to do some super reading. Let's start by celebrating some of the work that I received at the beginning of this week of some super readers. Let's take a look.
Well done to Sky, Zara Lily, Mason, Zach, Grant, Layla, Oliver, Tina, Sienna, Emily and Emmett.
B. Good boy.
Okay, our learning objective in reading again today is to explain. So thinking about who our favourite character might be and explaining why. Would you like to live in this setting again? Explaining why. Explaining what's happening in the story. Explaining your reasons whether you like the story. What do you think you would change about this story? Now, let's look at the chilly challenges that you were set yesterday. You were asked to talk to your grown-up and tell them what you like about the story so far. We've had some brilliant reasons. Well done, Year 1. Now, I like Lily. Lily seems like a really nice, kind little girl, and I'd love to find out if she marries the prince. Okay, Year 1, we're going to read these tricky words for the final time this week. Are you ready? Join in with me. It's our turn. Chilly 1. The, to, into. Chilly 2. Was, be, she, he. And chilly 3. So, said, who, there. Great job, Year 1. Well done. Now I want you to choose one of these tricky words that you have found particularly difficult this week and that you need to practice. Have a think. Feel free to pause the video if you need more time to look at the tricky words. I want you just to choose one of them. I'm going to choose there.
Okay, Year 1, hopefully you have all chosen one tricky word that you would like to continue practicing reading. It might be a chilly 1 word, a chilly 2 or a chilly 3. It's completely up to you. What we're going to do is create a high 5 hand splat to help you read that tricky word at home. So all you need is a piece of paper, a pen or a pencil. Feel free to pause the video while you go and get it. So what we're going to do is draw around our hand and then write the tricky word on our hand. Are you ready? Watch me do it and then you can have a go at doing it too. Okay, Year 1, so hopefully you've all had a go at making your high 5 hand splat. Okay, and you've cut it all out and you're ready to stick it somewhere in your house. Now I'm just using a tiny little bit of blue tack and I'm going to stick it just by my door. So every time I walk through, I can high 5 the word and say the tricky word. Are you ready? So I'm just going to stick it there. Can everybody see it? And then as I walk through, I'm going to say there and high 5 the word. Feel free to do that with as many tricky words as you would like to. You can stick them all around the house, Year 1, if you want to. That will help you read the words wherever you go in the house.
Year 1, you are going to be wonderful at recognising all of these new exciting words that we've been focusing on this week. Let's see how fast we can say it. It's our turn. We're going to say the words together. Can we go quite fast now, Year 1? Are you ready? Go. Miller, daughter, boasted, pure. That's fantastic. Can we go even faster, Year 1? Are you ready? Let's go. Miller, daughter, boasted, pure. Fantastic. Let's recap the meaning of each word. A miller is a person who owns or works in a corn mill. A daughter is a female in relation to her parents. Boasted is bragging about something, to speak very proudly of something or someone. And pure not mixed with anything else.
Okay, year one, well done everybody. So we've now recapped all of our tricky words and we're feeling quite confident with those now. We've recapped our new exciting words. It's now time to read the text. We know the text quite well now. We've read it every day over the last few days. So make sure you join in with me and let's see if we can develop that fluency by reading a little bit faster now as we become more confident with the text. I'm then going to share with you the next few pages of the story. I can't wait to find out what happens. Are you ready? Let's read the first bit together.
In the far off times there lived a poor miller and his daughter Lily. Lily was kind and clever and good, but the miller was a show-off who liked to tell tall tales. Lily was in love with a prince, but was too poor to be his wife. So the miller went to the king and boasted about his daughter. She can spin straw into pure gold, he said. The king was delighted and summoned Lily to the castle. There he took her to a turret and showed her a bale of straw. Spin it into gold by morning and you may marry my son, he said. Then he locked the door. But of course, Lily had no idea what to do and stamped her feet crossly. At this sound, a goblin appeared. Give me your necklace and I will spin the straw into gold, he said. Lily's necklace had belonged to her mother, so she did not want to give it away. Yet she did want to marry the prince, so she agreed. The goblin was as good as his word and spun the straw into reels of gold. The king was pleased, but he was also greedy. He took Lily into another turret with 2 bales of straw. Spin it into gold by morning and you may marry my son, he said. Then he locked the door. Again Lily stamped her foot and again the goblin appeared. Give me your ring and I will spin the straw into gold for you, he said. Lily gave him the ring and the goblin spun the straw into reels of gold. The king smiled when he saw the gold, but it made him greedier still. He took Lily to another turret with 3 bales of straw. Spin it into gold by morning and you may marry my son, he said. Then he locked the door. Oh, year one, the story is getting so exciting. I can't wait to find out if Lily actually marries the prince. Now, if you want an extra challenge today, feel free to go back and read that part of the story that I've just read to you. You can mute me and then you could read it yourself if you wanted to. Now we know a lot more about the characters in the story. Here is your challenge for today. Chili number 1. Can you draw your favourite character? You could draw Lily, the king, Rumpelstiltskin. Chili number 2 is to draw your favourite character and write a sentence about them. Don't forget what makes a super sentence, year 1. I know you can do it. And finally, chili number 3. You have to draw your favourite character, write a sentence about them, but don't forget to include because to explain why that character is your favourite.
Well done, year 1. You have all worked so hard once again in our reading sessions. Well done to all of you. I'm really proud of you. I really enjoyed reading the next part of Rumpelstiltskin. Did you? And I can't wait to find out what happens next in the story. You're going to have to wait till next week now, though, when Miss Clark shares the next part of the story with you. How exciting. I can't wait to find out what happens. Year 1, enjoy doing your chili challenges today, and I'm now going to finish with a lovely story for you. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the story of Who's Been Eating My Porridge. Little Bear would not eat his porridge. "All little bears eat porridge," said Mummy Bear. "It makes them big and strong." But Little Bear shook his head. "No porridge," he said. "No porridge." "Then I shall give it to an old scary bear who lives in the woods," said Mummy Bear. And Little Bear watched as Mummy Bear took the porridge outside and left it on an old tree stump. That day, while Mummy and Daddy Bear gathered honey from the bees, Little Bear climbed trees and watched out for old Scary Bear. On the way home, Daddy Bear said, "Did you see Scary Bear?" "No," replied Little Bear with his nose in the air, "because there is no Scary Bear." "Well, somebody has eaten your porridge," said Mummy Bear when they got back to the bear den. The next morning, Daddy Bear put some honey on Little Bear's porridge, but Little Bear still would not eat it. "I don't like porridge. It's horrible," he cried. So Daddy Bear took it outside and left it on the tree stump for old Scary Bear. That day, Granny and Grandpa Bear came to stay, and they all went out to pick berries. "I hear you don't eat your porridge, Little Bear," said Grandpa Bear. "It's no wonder there's a scary bear about. Scary bears love porridge." When they arrived back at the bear den, Little Bear ran over to the tree stump and found that his porridge bowl was empty again. The next morning, Granny Bear put some honey and berries on Little Bear's porridge, but Little Bear held his nose and closed his eyes. "No porridge!" he cried. "I hate porridge!" And so Grandpa Bear took the porridge outside again for old Scary Bear. That day, Little Bear's aunt and uncle and his two big cousins came for a visit. While the big bears gathered nuts in the woods, the young bears played Scary Bear games amongst the trees. On the way home, Little Bear was very quiet and wouldn't speak to anyone. "I expect he's tired," said Daddy Bear. At supper time, Little Bear wasn't feeling hungry. Daddy Bear took him upstairs and tucked him into bed. That night, Little Bear had a bad dream. Old Scary Bear was chasing him through the woods. "I want your porridge," he growled. "It makes me big and strong." Little Bear ran and ran with his porridge, over the fields where the berries grow, through the woods where the hazelnuts grow, and past the hives where the bees make honey, until he came to the old tree stump. "You're not having my porridge," he shouted to old Scary Bear, and he sat down and ate up all his porridge, every bit. And then he woke up. The next morning, at breakfast time, Little Bear ate a bowl of porridge with honey. And then he had a second helping with nuts and berries. All day, Little Bear was very busy. He helped Granny Bear and Mummy Bear make berries into jam and put honey into jars. Then he went to help Grandpa Bear and Daddy Bear. But as they were storing the nuts, Daddy Bear said suddenly, "What is that noise?" All the bears listened carefully and then they looked outside. There, in front of the bear den, were lots of little animals, all shouting, "Where's our porridge? Where's our porridge?" "So that's who old Scary Bear is," cried Little Bear with a giggle. And from that day to this, every morning when Little Bear has eaten his bowl of porridge, he takes another one outside for old Scary Bear, and he always eats it. And that's the end of the story. Who's been eating my porridge? I really like that story, do you? Well done, Year 1. I hope you enjoyed the story. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye.